Nice to see you again. It's Richard here, and today I've got something else to share with you, which is an RTA that was sent to me by Cthulhu Mods. That's the name of it, Cthulhu, and that's how we pronounce it. The name Cthulhu is actually a beast that was coined up by a horror classic writer called H.P. Lovecraft. Cthulhu is described actually as an octopus, a dragon, and a human all mixed up in one. So likewise, this RTA we're looking at today, according to a lot of other vapors, people out there, it's a combination of the cave fun, the aqua, and also the goblin RTA. So again, it makes sense to call it Cthulhu. So anyway, let's take a look at this Cthulhu RTA by Cthulhu Mods. Just to show you how well it performs. Very nice vapor, flavor is good as well. Okay, the Cthulhu RTA. Number one, the Cthulhu RTA is not a clone. It's an authentic device with certain features inspired by other devices, all right? So, you can't qualify it as a clone. Just like how you take a car with 4 tires and an engine, you can't call it a clone, all right? So however that said, the Cthulhu RTA is a tank, in my humble opinion, meant for drippers who want to have the flexibility of dripping without having to constantly keep on dripping and want a tank instead. So you have flavor and a great amount of vapor production from it. Okay, so that's the Cthulhu RTA. Let's together explore the Cthulhu RTA up close. We're going to zoom in, get into the close-ups, come back, we'll blow some clouds, and I'll leave you my thoughts. All right, so catch you in a bit. Yeah, I've taken it all apart into its separate pieces, comprising of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pieces all together separately. This entire thing makes up the Cthulhu RTA. Just to show you the box that it came in, it's a plastic box like that. It'll help protect you, especially if you're doing international orders and things like that. Cthulhu RTA, that's what it says here, and you've got your QR code here. That's about it. And if you open it up, you've got a plastic bag which houses the Cthulhu RTA, your bag of spares with a little screwdriver, all the O-rings, and when it came, you've got your little grub screws all in this plastic bag. So you've got to be very careful. They're very tiny. Take them out carefully and make sure you don't lose them. Of course, after putting in all 3 grub screws, you still got 2 left as spares. They also provide you with a small, tiny little Allen key that goes with using it for the grub screws, and you have your what it called authenticity query, and it's just a little card here. Alright, so it takes you to their website as well, just to show you all this. I'm going to put it back inside and show you all the separate parts that make up the Cthulhu mod. Right now you have your build deck here, and this is part of your chimney base. This is your chimney top with the little shaft there of the chimney, and this is your airflow control ring which goes at a base, and right at the base of the deck you have this ring here with an O-ring inside, where your the Pyrex tank is going to sit on. And after that, right on top you have your little top cap here. See, this is very K-Fun style with 4 holes there for you to fill your juice. There's another O-ring in there as well for you to put it on top like that. And right on top where you have the shaft right here, just to show you roughly. Okay, this is how you screw this in. As usual, just like your K-Fun, you have this chimney here with the shaft. All right, so this goes in. Once it's up here, this actually screws on right down here to the middle. So that's what the nut is for. All right, to hold down the chimney and all the parts together with the deck as well. And right on top of that, you have your top cap here, and then last but not least, you have your drip tip, okay, with the O-rings. Okay, I'm going to take all this apart, and I'm going to start with showing you the deck first. So first you have your deck right here. Please excuse my micro coil, but I purposely left it in there just to show you how tight this working space is. And if you look right underneath the coils, you have your airflow here, 3 millimeters in diameter, right underneath the coil here. And
you have those post holes here. I pushed the coils down actually a little bit so you can have a look at the post holes. It's 1.6 millimeters in diameter, so I think it should have no problem if you were using 24 gauge wires as well. So ideally I would like to put the coils higher a bit, just about reaching the post holes, so that I have enough space for air to come out from the deck here, cooling the coil. Alright, so I'd like to push it up higher. Alright, like this. And just look at the space from the coil to the positive post. Alright, these are your grub screws, just to let you see. The space is so tight, so when you do your build, you're going to be very careful not to have this coil extended too far out, because this is where your chimney is going to be screwed down, and if it touches the chimney wall, this is going to cause a short. Okay, so you've got to be very careful when you're working on your build. You have got two negative posts, which is actually milled into the deck. Okay, so you take one hole here, you skip this hole, and you put in the other leg into this hole so that you can centralize your coil. So that's how you do it. Okay, you've got your grub screws on top, and you have your juice channels. Okay, your juice channels is 2.5 millimeters in diameter, so they're pretty big juice channels in here. Just to let you have a better look at it, these are your juice channels. Okay, and it goes all the way down here, and you want to have your cotton just reaching until here, okay, where the thread ends, because you don't want your wick to go all the way down, otherwise it'll choke this channel and you're going to get dry hits. Alright, I'm going to show you how I actually wick my cotton. Okay, and pull one side of it, not too much and not too little cotton as well, just nice so that you can have the thing moving freely with a little bit of tension. And I'm going to take the other piece of cotton here and just push it through as well. Hang on. Okay, just quickly just push it through, pull one side, take it in. Alright, so it's nice and easy down there on the coil, not too tight. Okay, and how I'm going to trim it is I'm just going to trim it at the side at a bit of an angle there. Okay, so I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm just going to, you see where it's going down here, you want your cotton to reach just about this much. Alright, just about to your end of your threads there, just touching the top side. So I'm going to trim it down like this. Alright, and the same for this side as well. And on this side, you should be able to gauge roughly if you're used to building coils. Okay, alright, about there. Okay, so once it's done, if you notice, once I push the cotton down, it's just touching the top part here. Alright, and to make it easier, I'm going to just wet the cotton with some juice, e-liquid, and so that I can just push it down into the channels, the juice channels. Alright, I'm just gonna dab it and wet it. Alright, alright, so basically that's how I do it. If you have a look at it closer, see, the cotton just goes down here. It doesn't go all the way down, just stopping the e-liquid from backflowing so that it doesn't flood your air hole and out from this air hole problem. So it's gently just push it back in, screw it down. Alright, so that's your chimney there. Just look at the space there, in there. you must be very, very careful. Like I said, you build this coil must not touch the sides of these walls, otherwise it'll cause a short. If I'm going to test fire it right now, I'm just going to take my mod, screw it down, just quickly show you. Alright, it's showing 0.3 ohms. This is with 24 gauge wire. Yeah, perfect. Alright, so next what you want to do, take it out. If you're using 24 gauge wire and if you're firing it, you've got to be careful. The coil is very hot. Okay, this is your airflow control ring. You've got one airflow hole here and the other airflow hole is on the other side. Okay, so line up your airflow ring. Alright, you can adjust this. It's adjustable, so I'll keep it fully open, both sides. Right, you have your add juice channels coming out here, going into your coil. Alright, so then you have this section of the chimney, the top part. What you want to do is take this part here that goes down here, make sure the O-ring is facing top side so that your Pyrex glass can just rest on top of it. Alright, so just finger tight, and you have the Pyrex glass. After you've put in the Pyrex glass, you want to put in the top section with the 4 fill holes there. Also, this time around with the O-ring facing downwards up against the Pyrex glass. Okay. Next, you want to do is take the nut, slowly but surely get it into the groove. Make sure you don't screw the threads up, and slowly just twist and turn. Alright, just screw it down all the way, finger tight. Alright, so once that's done, that's your nut in there and it holds up everything. Okay, so now what you want to do is you can fill your juice in, and these 4 holes, you could actually use any one of these holes and fill in your juice. And this is how we do it. Get a needle nose bottle or a syringe or whatever, and okay, I forgot, make sure you close up this air hole so that the pressure won't push your juice out through the air hole. Alright, so let's fill her up, and it takes 4 ml of e-liquid, but normally what I do is I'll just fill up to 90%, maybe about 3 ml or 3.5 ml around there. That's all I fill up to, 3/4 full. Then next you want to just take this cap and plug it back. Sorry, I forgot to just show you, there's one more part actually I forgot to take out. So it's 11 parts altogether, which is this top piece for you to open up. And this should be inside like this. Okay. Alright, so once that's put in, this is how you fill, this is where you fill your juice in. You can put in your syringe through that and then just fill it up. Alright, so this goes in like this, close it back, your drip tip, open up your air hole again. That's it. This is your Cthulu RTA. We're going to get back topside, vape on it. We'll talk about it some more.
Good to have you back, and if there's one thing I'd like to mention before I go on telling you what I like, what I don't like about this RTA, or at least, very minor issues with it. The thing is, this RTA has got such a tight working space. The deck is so small. For new vapors not familiar with building your coils, be very careful. I wouldn't recommend this to you. You might want to just, look for something else, because being the space so tight in there, all you need is your coil to touch the side of the chimney wall, and it's going to cause a short, which can be dangerous. Okay, so this is recommended for advanced users. And also the wicking that you have in there, you got to wick it properly. Okay, if you don't wick it properly, if you stuff too much cotton down that juice channel, it's going to cause dry hits. Too little, it's going to gurgle, it's going to flood and all that. So wicking is very important. Okay, the nice things about this RTA that I like is Number one, the flavor is good, okay, because it's taken 3 other atomizers to combine into one, and getting the inspiration from other atomizers as well. Flavor is very spot on. You get a good amount of clouds. You can build really low sub-ohm builds on it, and have a really nice warm vape, okay. The only thing that I have an issue with it is, okay, too many small parts. Oh, when you take it off, you can't rush to assemble it and to build it, okay. You got to really sit down, take your time, because the size of the deck is small, the parts are small, everything's small. You got to do it really, patiently. You can't rush. Fill hole at the bottom, I think I'm gonna leave out that option because of the pressure in there, trying to balance with the pressure outside, the vacuum and all that. If you pump in juice really fast from your syringe, it's gonna cause it to backflow and out from the juice hole again, so it leaves you in a mess. So you got to do it very slowly and pump it in. But again, I much prefer to use the fill hole at the top, or rather fill in my juice from the top cap there. It's so much easier. All right, so other than that, this is a great RTA to play with and to vape on it. One more vape, we'll call it a wrap. Massive amount of clouds. Until I talk to you again, once again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Love you all. God bless. Bye for now.